My peoples. My peoples. What a night of boxing. Wow. 4 fights. 4 explosive showdowns. And it was just, we got what we wanted. Well, not exactly. If you're a Shakur Stevenson hater, you're in shambles. Mr. Kayo, first one in the building. Panty sniffer, my G. Salute. So, Shakur Stevenson haters, they ain't shambles, my peoples. They ain't shambles. Chris Fontaine, yo, my G. It was an amazing night of boxing, my peoples. 4 great fights. I'm pretty sure everybody enjoyed it, regardless of how who you was rooting for, what you thought was gonna happen. It was a great night of boxing. We had a great time. Those of you who tuned in, y'all know I was calling it, and I gave it all I had myself. The fighters gave it all they had. I gave it all I had too, my peoples. But we saw the first fight with David Morrell and Katayv. That was, super competitive. They went to war. Then we saw the second fight. That was also, Matias and Pujo. They went to war. Controversial decision. We're going to talk about that. Got to talk about it. Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. Shakur Stevenson's haters are in shambles this morning. I want to know if they slept after that fight. And then Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Shiraz. If you've been rocking with Jay Smith long enough, you know I've been telling you about Berlanga. I haven't been believing in him. I haven't felt like he's cut from that cloth. Y'all understand me now. Now you feeling me. Some of you, if you really listening to what I'm saying, you're like, yeah. Jay Smith, he Jay Stradamus. He's the human algorithm for a reason, my peoples. But we're going to talk about it. Yo, welcome to Boxing for Breakfast. I'm Jay Smith. And y'all already know, man, you about to get a real healthy dosage of sweet science. Early in the morning. Early, my peoples. We got to talk about this. David Balogun, what's good, brother? Panty sniffer Jay Smith ain't buying pay-per-view no more after finding out about that site. Nah. I'll still... I gotta support. There's fighters that I gotta support, and I'm gonna buy that shit anyways. And still, it's not the same look at streaming it from a laptop than actually watching it on your big TV, and it's not the same experience. It's they low key, great fights. That's a fact. The Nobody 92. What's your thoughts on Subriel versus Puello? That was controversial, my guy. That was controversial. I honestly had Alberto Puello win that fight. I thought he won that fight. Even when they had him ready to announce the winner, if you look at both fighters, go look at that replay real quick and check it out. You can see Subriel Matias was like down, like it's almost like he knew he lost. He was surprised when they announced his name. Mr. Kayo, I cook Berlanga on IG. Hey, TJ put lost 150K on Edgar. But we talk about that later. I'm trying to tell you, man, a lot of people lost money on Berlanga. Go get the money. You're Jay Smith. What's the deal, my G? Appreciate you dropping in, man. Today we're going to get it in, my peoples. This is going to be one of the most fire. Matter of fact, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. This is going to be right here the most fire episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Y'all need to hit that like button. The people that be ducking the like button, like Tank Davis be ducking Shakur, this is the one time that you really got to hit the like button, my peoples. Because today we going at it. We going at it this morning, my peoples. I want to talk to the Shakur Stevenson haters. But let's take it to the beginning. Let's take it to the beginning. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves because I know Shakur haters are in shambles this morning. Y'all didn't sleep all night trying to figure out what excuse you can grab onto now. Oh, you thought Shakur was going to run all night. Oh, you thought the ring being too little, he was going to be affected. We going to talk about that. Don't think y'all gonna get away with this. Davis Balogun, Tank literally ducked Shakur. I can't argue with that. Ozzy, when you fall face down like Berlanga is, that fight is over. Mr. Kayo, Shakur didn't disappoint against one of the best Lightweights today. Yoda, Puello didn't stay fighting until the last 3 rounds. Insta low-key, Morrell could have stopped Katayv. Morrell just wasn't busy enough. Mr. Cayo, A. So was David Morrell opponent on PEDs besides the robbery? So David Morrell's opponent, the steroid thing, that was a year ago that he got popped, right? And it looks like that sanctioning body, the IBO, who they're irrelevant. Like, who even cares about them? It looks like they was trying to get clout, and they put it out there now so people could talk about it, and they could be brought in because they was the one sanctioning that fight, I guess. But that was a year ago. That doesn't mean that he popped. Fighters was being tested by VADA right now. So I think it's safe to say that everybody in yesterday's card was clean. That's my perception of that. But, my peoples, let me see what the nobody got for me. I will say this. Matias constantly backflip Puello, backing Puello to the ropes, and Puello constantly hugging Matias didn't look good. And remember, Turkey said he's rocking with fighters who leave it all in the ring. Well, Turkey can say whatever he wants, but the judging is the judging. You cannot judge a fight. There's rules that they follow. There's guidelines. You cannot judge a fight based on what Turkey likes and don't like, my brother. Come on now. Mr. Kaya, oh, I thought the PED thing was recent. Good looking, Jay Smith. No doubt, Mr. Kaya. Yeah, I thought it was recent too. They slick, because the way that they posted the information, they just said that he got popped. So I'm like, damn, B, how he get popped and he's still fighting? That don't make no sense. As soon as I saw that the fight wasn't canceled, I said, something is off. And I started doing a little research. That nigga got popped a year ago, bro. And they try to make it seem like it's now. Yoda, they should have took points for excessive holding. Ozzy, Shakur didn't need to fight like that. I think he wanted to prove something. My brother, I said it. I've been saying it. I've been telling you guys. Those of you who've been rocking, who've been, down with Box Center long enough, you know that I said Shakur is going to show out. He got a chip on his shoulder. Everybody talking all that crap. This is going to be Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez 2.0. Do y'all believe me now? Do you believe me, my people? I try to tell you exactly the way that it played out. Shakur Stevenson was out there looking like Floyd. Looking like Floyd, bro, against William Zepeda. Now, I want to tell you guys something interesting so that you can see when you're a hater of a fighter, right? You don't want to give them credit no matter what. So it's like you're always looking for a negative angle. So I want to show you something real quick, my peoples. Yesterday, somebody on the show said that in the beginning of the show, when I started going live, he said that William Zepeda was going to knock Shakur out, right? The fight plays out the way that it did. Masterful performance from Shakur Stevenson. And that same person, at the end of the fight, said that Zepeda's small and he don't got no power. And that's why Shakur beat him. Now, Zepeda got 25 knockouts in 33 fights. That man got an 80% knockout percentage. With an 80% knockout percentage, and you predicted that he was going to knock Shakur out. Now he don't got no power when Shakur just absolutely put on a masterclass. Now he don't got no power. That's why I say when you're a hater of a fighter, you start making ridiculous arguments just to try to justify what you want to believe. This dude told me that Zepeda was going to knock Shakur out. How did he make a transition into, nah, Zepeda don't got no power? What the hell just happened? This dude got 25 knockouts. So the hater go-to move, rather than give credit to Shakur for that performance, he preferred to start discrediting Zepeda. Tell me that's not crazy work, my peoples. How do you discredit a fighter like that? Mr. Cayo, Zepeda don't even got one punch KO power, but his relentless pressure helped him get the job done most of the time. My brother, but Mr. Cayo, most fighters don't have one punch KO power. How many fighters in boxing can you name that have one punch KO power? That's the overwhelming majority of fighters in boxing that you name right there. Go get the money. Shaking my head. It's crazy how people think that doesn't even fucking fight. That doesn't even fucking fight. Yoda, Matias made Pujo fight his fight. That's why he lost. Mr. Cayo, nah, I respect that he shut everybody up because they call him a runner when that situation only happened in the De Los Santos fight. 4 doors, more horse. Shakur beat the brakes off that boy. I try to tell everybody. I told people, and this is why I do it during. I like to do it during the show whenever we address it, because that's a receipt. Nobody can say, nah, Jay, you didn't say it. You know how many videos are up where I'm saying, yo, my people, Shakur is gonna show out. He's not going out there. He doesn't just want to win. He wants to win in spectacular fashion. There's not gonna be no running. There's not gonna be a lot of moving around. He's gonna be right in front of William Zepeda. And people's like, nah, he's gonna run. He's convinced he's gonna run. Because for whatever reason, I've been telling y'all, did we forget about what he did to undefeated reigning champion Oscar Valdez? Are we forgetting what Shakur Stevenson did to reigning champion Jamel Herring? Come on, B. I saw this coming. I told y'all he was going to make it look easy. Where's Bertha Gomes, who yesterday told me, I put money on Zepeda, Jay. I'm going to teach you. You don't know. I want to see you this morning. Mr. Cayo, I said Shakur could possibly TKO Zepeda. Don't be surprised. Way before they fought. I said that too. I said that Shakur could possibly stop him. Charles Smith, good morning, guys. I messed up and had Zepeda. He did his thing. I was wrong. Charles Smith, first off, salute. And I appreciate you dropping in and just calling it how it is. That's being a stand-up person. You see, I've seen a few people be straight up and say, yo, I had it this way. I got it wrong. But then there's people dropping in talking about, nah, Zepeda, he not that strong. Damn, we really going to start discrediting Zepeda now? Come on, man. Come on, my peoples. But let's take it back to the beginning, because we got ahead of ourselves. Because it's like I said, Shakur Stevenson haters are in shambles this morning, looking for excuses, looking for ways to not accept his elite level. But let's take it to the beginning. David Morrell and Katayv. That fight was a lot more competitive than some of us expected, right? When I saw that fight, by the 4th round, I was like, yo, David Morrell might be in trouble, my peoples. David Morrell might be in trouble. Now, I was only watching small replays because I couldn't watch the fight. I actually missed Morrell versus Katayv. So I'm watching little replays that are being uploaded throughout the fight on social media. I'm like, oh, shit, what's going on? Guess what, my peoples? Since I'm taking you back to the beginning so y'all know the scoop, yesterday, my internet was acting up. I couldn't get the fight going. But the Box Center family joined in. We went back and forth. And Unlaced, who's the unofficial Box Center internet technician, got it going. We found a site that was streaming the fight, and we was able to call it. So that's how I was able to get on yesterday. Now, that fight, like I said, with Morrell and Katayv, you just didn't know what was going to happen because Katayv was landing some big bombs on Morrell. It seems, for a moment, I felt like, damn, is Morrell underestimating this dude? Katayv can fight. He was letting his hands go, landing big bombs. Morrell was doing his thing as well. It was a very close fight. Back and forth, back and forth. And honestly, at the end, my people, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure, bro. I was like, damn, I think Morrell edged it out. But damn, yo, Katayv put hands on him. Put hands on him. And there you have it, man. David Morrell was able to walk out of there with the W in a tough, tough fight. So the first fight of the night, we already know how good that was. That was a great fight. Now let's move on to the second one. Alberto Pujo versus Subriel Matias. My peoples, look. The fight played out exactly the way that I told y'all that it would. I said, Suriel Matias, straightforward fighter. Look, I'm going to recap what I said yesterday. And anybody in here who was yesterday could say if I'm lying or not. By the way, don't forget to hit that like button, my people. Take care of your boy, Jay Smith. I'm about to give you some fire. I told you guys yesterday that Suriel Matias is a very straightforward guy. He's going to keep coming forward, trying to slip punches, letting his hands go. Meanwhile, Alberto Puello was going to be using that footwork, was going to be using that awkwardness, that reach to catch him out there at long range, and was going to be clinching him. Everything I told you yesterday that they were going to do, they did. The only thing, honestly, my people, not being biased because Alberto Puello is Dominican like myself, but I felt like he edged the fight out. I felt like he won it. I was super surprised. When they announced Suriel Matias the winner, I was like, oh, shit. Even, I want you to take a look at the replay, my people, and you'll see that even Suriel Matias, like, before they announced the winner, when they were about to, you could see his head was down. Like, damn, I got cooked. And then they say he won. But overall, right, I wasn't happy with the results. But overall, it was a great fight. They landed a lot of big shots on each other, a lot of combinations. Both of them went brutal to the body. Suriel Matias and Alberto Puello gave us what we wanted. So now we already acknowledged, right? The first fight, David Morrell and Katayv, they went to war with each other. Suriel Matias and Alberto Puello, they went to war with each other. Now we get to Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. My peoples, for the last 3-4 weeks, I've been hearing about how Zepeda is going to put too much pressure on Shakur. I've been hearing about Shakur got brittle hands and he's not going to be able to handle it. I've been hearing about how Shakur's going to run all night and put everybody to sleep. My peoples, tell me what's your thoughts on Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. Supposedly, he was going to run all night. Supposedly, Shakur was going to be too boring. Now, I'm going to say one thing about Shakur Stevenson. The way that he fought yesterday, it's not just that he put together a master class, looked like Floyd Mayweather out there. It's not just that. It's that he did it versus William Zepeda. Look at the guy that was in front of him. And Shakur also ate some shots flush. In the second round, he ate some big shots. And ate those. Smiled in the face of Zepeda. And then proceeded to put hands on him with a clinic. Come on, my peoples. Mr. Kyle, word. That shit wasn't no draw. Watch it with your commentary. Maker, I thought Zepeda did well too. I mean, Zepeda did well. He fought the best and did well. But Shakur Stevenson absolutely shut the haters down. I felt like Shakur Stevenson was feeling the punches that he was landing on Zepeda. That's how I was feeling yesterday. Like every punch, I was feeling it. Don't pull. Shakur is elite. I want you guys to consider this. Yo, my peoples, hit that like button. I'm about to drop some knowledge on y'all. I'm about to give y'all some jewels. Hit that like button. Watch this. Listen to this. And y'all tell me if I deserve a like button. Shakur Stevenson was put on the co-main event because supposedly he was going to run and he was going to be boring. And Edgar Berlanga was put on the main event because he was going to put on a show in his city. He says New York is his city, his town. He was going to put on a show, right? Now, what happened? Yesterday, what actually transpired? Shakur Stevenson proceeded to put a beating on William Zepeda. A masterclass. And what happened with Edgar Berlanga? He got slumped. Edgar Berlanga got the main event and got slumped. Slumped. Talk to me, my peoples. You see? Y'all see what I'm saying? You have to understand that. Think about that. Do I deserve a like, my people, for explaining that logic to you? Shakur Stevenson was put as the co-main event because supposedly he was going to run. He was going to be boring. They put the smaller ring because with a smaller ring, apparently, he wasn't going to be able to run. And Zepeda was going to put the hands on him, right? That's why Shakur Stevenson haters are in shambles this morning. They're speechless. They don't know what to say. They show up every morning going berserk about how Shakur's going to run and his hands are brittle. How did the fight actually played out? Shakur Stevenson out there looking like Floyd Mayweather. Put on a masterclass. The Swiss, the Dre, and the Apple Beats of William Zepeda. Now what? Now what you want to say? Now what you want to do? So you see the way that this fight plays out when everybody's thinking that Shakur was going to run. He's put as the co-main event. Edgar Berlanga is on the main event because he's going to show out in his hometown of New York. All the stars are coming out to see him, right? He's the guy, the main event. And what happened? Shakur Stevenson put on a show. Edgar Berlanga got slumped by Hamza Shiraz. Don't you ever disrespect Shakur Stevenson by putting him in the co-main event. Ever. Now you understand why Tank Davis don't want to fight him. Come on now, my peoples. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Hit that like button. Y'all know I'm spitting truth. Black Jericho, Shakur haters are in shambles. They don't know what to say. They running out the black fighters to hate on. That's it, man. They in shambles. I'm looking for Shakur Stevenson haters who told me how he was going to run the whole fight. How his hands are too brittle. And Shakur's shoulders yesterday, how he got a chin. We saw his chin get tested yesterday by a fighter with 25 knockouts. And he ate those. Ate those. The nobody. The ring wasn't smaller, Jay Smith. The ring was, it doesn't matter the size of the ring, my guy. We didn't see Shakur running. He was in front of Zepeda the whole night, putting on a clinic. Black Jericho. Where are the Shakur haters at? The nobody 92, one of them. Look what he got to say. Oh, the ring wasn't smaller, though. It wasn't smaller. And what, you think a smaller ring would have helped Zepeda? I told you, my peoples, Shakur would have put the beats on Zepeda inside of a phone booth. They could go inside of a phone booth and he still put the beats on him. Mr. Kayo, Tank, after seeing Shakur looking like Shakur Mayweather, I'm not fighting that nigga. He defend too much. Maker, Shakur stuck in the pocket for real. All night long, my peoples. That's why Shakur Stevenson haters are in shambles this morning. They did not sleep. How could you sleep? When you've been telling me for 3 weeks how much Shakur was going to run, the nobody, come on, the nobody, you one of them. You nobody, you one of them, the nobody. You said Shakur was going to run. You said that he got the brittle hands. You said that Zepeda's pressure was going to be too much. Come on, the nobody 92. At least at some point, are you going to give credit? Or you just going to keep talking about other stuff and not say, damn, Shakur's the man. I was wrong about Shakur. That's really what I want to hear you say, my brother. Say that you were wrong about Shakur. Stop talking about other stuff. You want to talk about the ring size, and you want to talk about other stuff. Nah. Acknowledge. Keep it 100. Say, I was wrong about Shakur. He one of the best in the game. Mr. Kyle, give him his flowers, bro. That's what I'm saying. Why Shakur Stevenson haters have a hard time admitting it? Nah, bro, I never said that about Shakur. I was only correcting you about the ring size. Okay, but the ring size is irrelevant. There's no point in bringing it up. Correction noted. But are you going to give him credit now? Or are you going to say Shakur is one of the best in the game and I was wrong about what I thought Zepeda was going to do? Come on now. We talking about these fights from yesterday and how Shakur proved everybody wrong. Forget about the ring size, my guy. That was noted. John Martin, I knew Stevenson wouldn't run. Stevenson versus Tank is the fight I want to see. That's the fight everybody want to see. Tank Davis scared to death. He ducking Shakur, and after this fight, what can you expect? John Parham, he can't beat Shakur. His defense too solid. Man, nobody could beat Shakur. Nobody. That's why, like I said, man, the Shakur Stevenson haters are in shambles. Now, my peoples, let's move on to the main event. Let me give you the main event. Hamza Shiraz versus Edgar Berlanga. I'm glad to see on Lace. Salute, my brother. The unofficial Box Center internet website specialist. Salute, my brother. So, let's get to Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Shiraz. Gotta talk about it. I'm glad to see in this Boxing for Breakfast, I'm glad to see John Parham. I'm glad to see Panty Sniffer. I'm glad to see Unlaced. And I'm going to tell you why I'm glad to see you guys. Glad to see Go Get the Money, Mr. Kayo, Maker, the Nobody 92. The people that I'm naming, I'm going to tell you why I'm naming you guys. I'm naming you guys because what I'm about to say, you guys know that I said it. You guys been here and see me say it multiple times. So you know that I'm consistent with it. I said that I'm not a believer in Edgar Berlanga. And the reason for that is because for the last few fights before Canelo Alvarez, he struggled versus regular guys. Versus regular ass dudes. And I was, watching him and analyzing everything he does and seeing him struggle versus these guys. And then I see him fight Canelo. And like I said before, Berlanga fought to go the distance against Canelo. He got knocked out by Shiraz yesterday because he was actually trying to win. He actually went at him. He went forward, traded leather, and got the worst end of it. But versus Canelo, that's not the fight that he fought. He fought to survive. And fighters that are cut from that cloth to get all the way to the top, you'll never see them fighting to survive. You will knock their ass out. They don't fight. Fighters like that do not fight to survive. They fight to win. So when I saw Berlanga fighting Canelo to survive, I felt like he wasn't cut from that cloth. And I told you guys. That's why I named some of you, because you've been in the live when I talked about it. Not a believer of Berlanga. If he could beat Shiraz, then he could make me a believer. I got Shiraz beating him. And look how the fight played out. Shiraz absolutely destroyed him. By the way, I also said it in yesterday's live. I see Berlanga as one of those fighters who he beats all the average Joes, pummels them. But as soon as he step up in competition, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And by the way, if you look at this whole, the lead up to this fight, the pressers and the way Berlanga was acting, and the ice, the chains and all that, and the pointing like this, Shiraz. Berlanga's whole lead up to the fight reminds me of Adrian Broner's lead up to the fight when he was going to fight Maidana. Remember all the dancing from AB? All the dancing and all the craziness, and then he got embarrassed? Well, Berlanga caught it worse than AB, because at least AB went the distance. Berlanga got absolutely pummeled. Now imagine if all this time you've been talking about I'm the star, and it's funny because when it first came out that Shakur was the co-main event, and Shakur said he should be the main event, Berlanga got mad at that, right? And he was like, come on, man, you can't even sell out in anywhere. I'm the star. I'm this, I'm that. People coming to see me. Yeah, they was going to see you. They went to see you get slumped. Go get the money. CJ Smith, this is exactly what happened when you underestimate your opponent. Shit. Nah, look, I'm going to keep it 100. He did not underestimate Hamza Shiraz. He know Hamza Shiraz can box. What really happened, what I felt like happened, is like Berlanga is the type of fighter who he tried to psych himself up. I'm going to beat you up. He's psyching himself up by doing all that stuff. And you can see Hamza Shiraz was never faced by it. He just be staring at him like, you look goofy as hell. But, yo, Berlanga looked like AB in the lead up to the Maidana fight. Give me that like button. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying to you. He was acting too much, playing too much, and then what happened? AB got pummeled, Berlanga got battered. Yo, I guarantee you, my peoples, for the next few days, Berlanga is absolutely gonna get cooked on social media. I can't even imagine the memes, just the memes about this knockout. He literally got slumped. You know what it is to get slumped, to be like this? When the referee stopped it, he was slumped, literally. Johnny Martin, what's the deal, fams? Go get the money. Edgar shit talking didn't age well. Man, listen. What's the deal, my G? You know it. Yo, my brother. Didn't age well doesn't even cover it. That shit aged like sour milk. Mr. Cayo, I seen Berlanga weeks before the fight. He was handing out tickets in my gym. I'm glad I didn't go to the fight to watch him get slumped. John Parham, Berlanga sitting in a hotel looking like Jay Smith with the shades on. Oh, man, but he got the shades on, and it's not even covering because he didn't get just the eyes lumped up. You see his face pieced up. John Parham, you definitely should have went, bro. To watch him get lumped up like that, go get the money. Damn. I was looking for Berlanga to come to the post-fight press conference. I wanted to hear what he had to say. You see, that's what happens when you do so much shit talking like Berlanga. When you pointing at a guy's head like that, like acting like you got a gun, that's disrespectful. When you telling everybody that you the big star, that the celebrities are here in New York to see you. You bring all your peoples from Puerto Rico. And you get the beating of a lifetime. It's hard to face the cameras. But not facing the cameras right after that, that shows that you're soft. Berlanga, I told you yesterday that I felt like he's not cut from that same cloth. Now, y'all seen it. He's soft. Not only did he get pummeled by Shiraz, anybody could lose. He's not soft for losing. Anybody could lose. He went down on his shield. That happens in boxing. He's soft because he couldn't face the camera after getting his ass whooped. See? Soft. Look at Errol Spence. Errol Spence got brutally battered by Terrence Crawford. This man could barely talk. Still went in front of the cameras. Still went in front of the lights. Johnny Martin, Berlanga talks too much. That's the problem. You talk all that shit, you're embarrassed now. Now you don't want to look at nobody in the face. Now you're going to have to humble yourself. You know how fake it looks when somebody is mad, arrogant like Berlanga, and they get beat up and they come back humble. You know how fake that looks? He's gonna look mad fake. Watch him post a video like, yo, yeah, you know, I disappointed, yeah, and I did my best, and the champion, shout out to him. Goofy as hell you're gonna be looking, bro. Goofy as hell. True Stills, I think his career over after this for sure. Now look, I'm gonna tell you what. I don't think Edgar Berlanga's career is over. What I would say is that he got exposed, and I'm sorry to tell you this, my peoples. Berlanga is the definition of a hype job. Give me that like button if you agree with me. Berlanga is the pure definition of a hype job. And I'm going to explain to you why. Think about the way that he carries himself. Think about it. Think about the whole lead up to this fight. All the jewelry, all the antiques, the dancing, the pointing at Shiraz. He carries himself, he act like he's a superstar. Like he's the biggest star in boxing. He the main event. So he's that fighter who hasn't accomplished absolutely anything and behaves like a big superstar. What exactly makes Berlanga a big superstar? What, what has he done? I will say this. Edgar Berlanga has done an amazing job of marketing himself, of making himself a star, of attracting interest. He's done it. But he hasn't accomplished anything. So yes, whether you like it or not, he's a hype job. He a hype job, my people. He's not what people think he was. And look, I'm saying that he's a hype job because he didn't fool me. I've been telling you guys for the last few weeks, I'm not sold on Edgar Berlanga. I'm not sold. I'm rocking with Shiraz. I've been telling you guys that. You know it. So now that you see how this fight played out, what say you about Edgar Berlanga? Juan Ocasio, Pujo got robbed. I agree with you 100%, my brother. I was calling that fight yesterday, and I saw him win it. I saw him win that fight. It played out the same way that I predicted. The boxer versus the puncher. Boxer coming forward, taking a lot of punishment. The puncher taking some, the boxer also taking some punishment, but using the footwork, using the movement. My people, Alberto Puello threw more and landed more punches than Suriel Matias. How does he lose? I don't know. Y'all could tell me. Y'all could help me figure that out. I don't know. Panty Sniffer. Y'all remember when I said that we gonna be blessed because there's not much people in the stream and Jay Smith sees our chat and how I got to spam to make Jay Smith see my chat? Damn, bro. Come on, my guy. You in the building. Holla at me. Mr. Kyle, Fat Joe type beat. That was a Fat Joe type beat. That was the Dre, the Apple, and the Swiss beats, my G. Johnny Martin, Berlanga doesn't have that dog in him at all, in my opinion. Look, I said it before. Though even the way that he lost to Canelo Alvarez, it showed me that he's not cut from that same cloth. And I made the comparison yesterday, and I'll make it again today, because they both fought yesterday night. Look at David Morrell and look at Edgar Berlanga, right? Look at the way that Berlanga lost to Canelo, just surviving, just trying to make it the distance. And look at the way Morrell lost to Benavidez, going to war, trying to win the fight, putting hands on Benavidez, and just got beat. But David Morrell showed me that he's cut from that cloth. That's why I feel like, yes, David Morrell will become a world champion again. I mean, not again. He hasn't been a champion yet. He will get to hold a title in his career. Maybe multiple. And like I said, Edgar Berlanga, he's one of those guys who he'll beat the average Joes. He'll beat the regular dudes. But whenever he go up, he getting beat up. It is what it is, my people. It is what it is. Mr. Kyle, Berlanga getting fried on IG. My people, he getting fried on IG, on Facebook, on YouTube. There's gonna be memes for days. My man's got slumped. Maker. Damn, so PR have mostly L's this weekend from Serrano to Matias and Berlanga. Well, at least Matias walked out of there with the robbery win. Johnny Martin. John, much love back, bro. Greg Martin. Fat a jinx. Agree with you. John Power, Puerto Rico down bad. Damn, Puerto Rico didn't have the best weekend. Mr. Kyle J. Smith, you should let us go live with you for a limited amount of time to speak on these fights. 3 minutes max. Mr. Kyle, you capping. Because every time I say, yo, my peoples, what's up? Anybody who want to go live, we down. Nobody be wanting to go live, bro. Nobody be wanting. Y'all be ducking that. Y'all be ducking that, bro. Mr. Kyle Morrell, it's a future. Yo, it's a future star for sure. For sure, my peoples. When you watch a fighter win, you can also tell if they cut from that cloth. When you watch him lose, you can tell. Yeah, he lost, but he got it in him. Seeing him lose to Benavidez didn't make me feel like he's a hype job or he's a... Although I already knew about David Morrell. I already knew that he was that guy, that type of fighter. But Edgar Berlanga, I wasn't sold on him. I've been telling ya. And the thing is, my peoples, as an analyst, y'all gotta understand, I go back. I study tape. I watch fights. If you watch the fight before Edgar Berlanga fought Canelo, the one before that, and the one before that, because you remember Edgar Berlanga started his career with a knockout streak. Yo, when the knockout streak ended, there was a couple of regular dudes that was giving him problems. Real problems. There was a fight that people was questioning the decision. Like, yo, I don't know, man. I think this dude may have lost. And they may have gave him that. So I've been questioning Berlanga. When he fought Canelo the way he did, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm done with him. I'm done. This guy, he's not what he say he is. He delusional. And you see the way that it played out. Joao Casio, 1-3 power. Shakur 1. Hey. Wait a minute, Juan. Since Shakur half Puerto Rican, you gotta say half to 3.5. It's 0.5 to 3.5. Because he only half. Black Jericho. When you talk shit and lose, people gonna talk shit about you. That's the way that it goes. You don't see that Shakur Stevenson haters are in shambles this morning? In shambles, I tell you. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. Hash Bass, he's nowhere to be seen. Yo, yesterday, Hash Bass, he only spoke in the chat for the first 2 rounds. Yeah, Zepeda landed punches. And after round number 3, you never heard of Hash Bass again. Yo, my peoples, Hash Bass is in shambles. After the 3rd round, I haven't heard from him again. Maker, that's right. Shakur half Puerto Rican. True stills. I'ma keep it real. For the Berlanga, he might fight a couple more guys like Canelo and lose. Then it'll be over. Berlanga, like I said, man, he's not who he say he is. He a hype job. That's it. That's the reality of it. Maker, J. Smith, can anyone beat Shakur at 135? There is no way, my peoples. Everybody found out yesterday what is the reason why Tank Davis does not want to fight him. What is the reason why Devin Haney preferred to move up to a whole new division than to defend his title against Shakur. You seen it. That's why. Where are the people? John Pound Hash was MIA. No, but he wasn't MIA for the first 2 rounds. He was like, oh, Zepeda landing on him. Ooh, Zepeda this. He was in it. Active in the chat. After the 3rd round, we never heard from him again. I still haven't heard from him this morning. I'm about to send that a welfare check. Somebody find out if Hash Bass is doing okay. My man's been telling me for the last 2 months that Shakur was gonna run all night. Juan Ocasio, Berlanga can fight Plant now. Plant lost his last fight. I watched that. They have a backstory. And guess what? Caleb Plant will put the beats on David, on Edgar Berlanga. And I said it before. Before this fight, I'm not saying that because he lost. I'm saying that because, come on now. Plant can fight better than Berlanga. It's as simple as that. Diddy Bop and PD user Ryan can't beat anyone good. But, bro, we talking about the fights from yesterday. Why you bringing up Ryan? Like, damn, Ryan got rent-free space in your head, bro? Rocky Balboa, what is life like as a human turd? I don't know. You tell us. You're the only human turd in the chat, goofball. Mr. Cayo, nah, he could bully Haney, but Shakur beats Ryan by a body shot. Guarantee you. Ryan is not going to fight Shakur. He's already expressed non-interest in that fight. I mean, maybe you never know if the right offer is made. Because I know that Ryan is not scared. Look, it's not that these guys are scared of Shakur. They're scared of taking that L. They scared of being embarrassed. They scared of being Zepeda. That's why. I got to understand it, my peoples. I'm just telling you the way that is really going down. People do not want to fight Shakur. There's no need to be on denial, y'all. There's no need. There's no need. Hold on one second. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have a good understanding of why Tank Davis doesn't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. Why Devin Haney ran from the 135 division and vacated the title instead of defending it versus Shakur. You know why? Because they know they would have also got Zepeda. They know it. Come on, man. Keep it real, my people. Keep it 100. Gregmar, Haney going to lose to Norman. That's going to be a tough fight, bro. Haney versus Norman is going to be a tough fight for Devin Haney. Can he stay away from Brian Norman Jr.'s power for 12 rounds? We see what type of fighter, how explosive Norman Jr. is. That's a tough fight for Devin, my peoples. That's a tough fight. Diddy bopping. So Dev was a weight bully at 135. No, he wasn't a weight bully at 135. He was a young kid in his early 20s who grew up. And people, when they grow up and get older, they go up in weight. So no. Mr. Cayo, I think Brian gonna clobber him, though. But don't be surprised. Look, Devin Haney's gonna have to be on point. He's gonna have to, have a perfect fight to beat Brian Norman Jr. The thing is, Norman Jr. is not the fighter that you're going to be able to run from. His footwork is too great, too elite. He's the fighter who's going to force you to fight. You're going to have to fight him. It's kind of like Vasil Lomachenko. If you remember, Haney had to stand in there and trade with Lomachenko because Loma was all over him, so you got to fight back. Devin is not the type of fighter who's going to shell up and let you tee off on him. He's going to fight back. Lomachenko pushed him. Brian Norman Jr. is going to do the same. Yaiko, I remember watching Shakur versus Edwin live in person. And when I see Shakur with a jab the whole night, that was a masterpiece. And I literally cried, was not even booing. That is fake. Now listen, Shakur is a master in the ring. It's only his haters who, it's not that they don't want to see it, it's that they don't like him, so they don't want to admit it. Look at this morning. All the people who said Shakur was going to run, the ring size was going to affect him, Shakur was going to get beat up, Zepeda was going to be too much pressure. All of those people should be praising Shakur. If you're an honest boxing fan, just a boxing fan, a fan of the sweet science, You should be praising Shakur. Oh shit, man, I was wrong about this guy. I thought he was just gonna run. Well, guess what? You got taught. You found out that Shakur Stevenson is a versatile fighter. Come on now. That's just the reality of the situation, my people. You have to accept it. You have to accept it. You thought that Shakur Stevenson was gonna run all night, that he was gonna not engage. You got taught. Now you found out that Shakur Stevenson is a versatile fighter. A lot of us already knew that. We seen the Oscar Valdez fight. We seen the Jamel Herring fight. Some of you had amnesia. Well, now you got taught. He refreshed your recollection and showed you that he can beat a fighter in a football field or he can whoop that ass inside of a phone booth. Who's going to be next to get Zepeda? Who's going to be next? True Stills, he top 3 in boxing right now. Shit, I think Shakur probably broke into the pound for pound list with that one. Juan Ocasio, yeah, bro, Shakur did his thing. Quay Ford, just imagine Shakur with power. Gregmar, salute my brother, the Nobody 92. What's your thoughts on Turkey? Do you feel he's good for boxing? I mean, there's positive and negative things we could talk about. It's all about what we're focusing on. John Parent, Shakur with power will be crazy. Mr. Kayo, I didn't like that he took Padley when he had better options on the table. That's cap, Mr. Kayo. That's just the hater in you not wanting to give him credit. Look, Shakur Stevenson beat William Zepeda yesterday, put on a masterful performance, and you talking about you don't like that he took Padley. What are you doing, bro? That's how much hate you want to have? John Parham, Turk is perfect for boxing. Mr. Kayo, Schofield versus Shakur. Well, guess what? Schofield made a push for that fight. He made a push. They could make it happen. Gregmar, Shakur versus Tank now ready. Well, guess what? Te quiero. Yo bebí chocolate. Está bien. ¿Traemos un pasito? Uno solo, sí. Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis is the biggest fight in boxing after Bud versus Canelo. Right there. Yaiko, Boots, Hitchens, Tank, and Shakur. Woo! I don't know. Too many fighters better than them. For real. I'm glad Tank lost to Roach because I truly don't think we'll ever see Tank slacking ever again. I don't think Tank Davis was slacking, respectfully, my G. I felt like Lamar Roach was just a lot better than we thought. When we put the focus on Tank Davis slacking, we kind of take a little bit away from what Lamar Roach did. So I don't think he was slacking. I just think Lamar Roach is that good. Mr. Kayo, Schofield gets stopped. I mean, Shakur's going to make it look easy against Schofield. And look, I got all respect in the world for Floyd Schofield. But y'all seen it, man. Shakur Stevenson is on another level, my people. Yesterday, I didn't know if I was watching Shakur or Floyd. You don't see? When we're 50 minutes into the Boxing for Breakfast episode and you haven't seen or heard a single word from Hash Bass, you know Shakur Stevenson was special. This dude went to sleep the whole night trying to figure out how he could hate on Shakur and couldn't even come up with nothing. You see what I'm telling you? His internet went down. His dog ate the charger. He can't charge the phone. What's going on? Action Jackson, Queen of New York, got knocked the fuck out. Listen, my peoples. He got taught a lesson. Berlanga got just beat up, pummeled, battered. Come on, my peoples. What an ass whooping. Yo, you have to admit it. Berlanga is gonna, not admit it, just accept it, you know. When you act the way Berlanga does, you become unlikable. And when you make yourself unlikable and you get pummeled, you're going to hear about it. People are going to make memes about it. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to joke about you. Now what? You wanted to push Shakur Stevenson? Oh, you wanted to push Shakur Stevenson as the co-main event. So Berlanga can show out in his city on the main event. Shakur Stevenson showed out like I told y'all he would, and Berlanga got slumped. Literally slumped. Boom! When the referee stopped him, my man was like this. Slumped him. No evidence. I know he was going to get boxed up, but not stopped like that. In your opinion, you think Canelo going 12 rounds with Berlanga looks bad on Canelo? Not at all. It's irrelevant. Canelo went 12 rounds with Berlanga because Berlanga fought Canelo to survive. If Berlanga would have fought Canelo the way he fought yesterday, he would have got knocked out too, brutally. It's the same thing like William Skull. Canelo going 12 rounds with William Skull doesn't look bad on him because William Skull was running the whole night. Look, this is how you know it's not a big deal that Berlanga went 12 rounds with Canelo. Think about this, Action Jackson. During those 12 rounds, was there ever a single moment where Berlanga looked like he was trying to take it from Canelo? A single moment. He never tried. Whoa, Hash Bass been watching the live for an hour, figuring out how do I tune in. I've been hating on Shakur Stevenson for 2 months. I've been saying that he was gonna run. I've been saying that the range size was gonna affect him. I've been saying that he got brittle hands and he's not gonna handle the pressure. How do I join the live? What hate? What excuse can I come up with? Let me read what you got to say, Hash Bass. What is your first comeback? Is it gonna be a compliment to Shakur Stevenson's performance, or is it gonna be your usual hate? Let's see, Hash Bass. Just because I don't see what you see, and I have my opinion, and I'm not a fan of Shakur, I'm a hater for that, and don't believe Zepeda won only 2 rounds. That's it? That's what you got to say? So no compliments for Shakur? You can't say, damn, Shakur's better than I thought? You can't say I was wrong about him running? You can't say I was confused and you taught me? Admit that you was wrong. Shakur did not run, Hash Bash. What happened? You said that he was going to run for 12 rounds. Do you feel goofy this morning, understanding that he did not run, that he stood in front of Zepeda, went toe-to-toe, blow for blow? Do you feel goofy? Just tell me that. Black Jericho. No compliments, no nothing. That man is hurting right now. You see that? Nah, yo, all I'm saying is that Zepeda didn't only win 2 rounds. You see that, my people? Shakur Stevenson put on a masterclass. Proves him wrong. And he's talking about how many rounds he felt Zepeda could have won. Greg Mark, Queen's hype job on NYC got packed up. Maker, Hash getting bashed. Action Jackson. Berlanga, dame un besito, more. Got the defensive reflexes to protect himself. He too slow. John Parham. Hash couldn't watch long without saying something. He had to jump in, and he couldn't help it. Still hating. He just got the hate in the blood. Oh. Ryan. Okay, so I'm going over there. Hold on. My peoples, I'm sorry, but I have to call it how it is, man. Y'all know Shakur Stevenson haters are feeling the pain this morning. They just feeling that pain. Look at Hash Bash trying to lie, trying to justify, saying that Shakur was going to be running all night. Now what? He don't want to talk about the running that never happened. Why Hash Bash spent 6 weeks telling us that Shakur was going to be running all night? And now he don't want to talk about the running. He want to talk about Abdullah Mason. He want to talk about everything else but the fact that he was wrong. Good morning, Ryan. Are you gonna drink? You gonna drink your chocolate milk? Give me a second, my people. I gotta say good morning to my son. I gotta say, you know, when you're a father, you gotta interrupt the live. You gotta interrupt the cooking session to show love to your son. So let me show love to my little Libro. Good morning, Ryan. Me picó toda la parte, los moquitos. Y mamá me le echó algo. ¿Te puso una cremita? Que sí, para que no me pique. Y me le echó aquí. ¿Te vas a comer tu chocolatico con pan? Ah, pues cómetelo todo, sí. No, más viando frío. Lo hubiera tenido que comprar caliente. No. I love you. So, my peoples, let's keep cooking the Shakur Stevenson haters. Juan Ocasio, hey, that boy looks strong. That's my boy right there. Yaiko, facts. I'm in the hospital right now with my newborn. Salute, my brother. Yeah, salute and congratulations. That's gonna be, that's a special feeling that you're having in your heart right now. Hold on to it and spend as much time with your kid. Everybody that's a father in this life, I'ma just tell you like this, my peoples. Remember, being a father, sometimes people think that being a father is that you buy your kids toys or that you give them nice things. No. Being a great father is also spending time with them, playing with them, talking with them. So make sure you always spend time with your kids. Champ, damn, thought Berlanga will hurt Shiraz badly. My brother, you wasn't listening to me, my G. You should have been listening to me, my G. I've been telling everybody. Berlanga is one of those guys who, like I said, man, he'll beat the average Joes and he'll look good. But when he step up in competition to fight the big dogs, he gonna get whooped. Berlanga is, look, I hate to say this. I'm gonna even put this thing down because what I'm about to say, people don't want to say it, but y'all know I keep it real. Y'all know how I do it. Y'all know I keep it real, my people. So I'm gonna say what people don't want to say. I'm gonna have to be honest with y'all and say what people don't want to say. I'ma address the elephant in the room, or the pink elephant, or whatever the hell they call it. I don't know, they call it something like that. Whoa, what am I doing here? My peoples, listen to this. I'm trying to set this thing up, man, and they keep trying to fall on me. Here we go, we good. I'm gonna tell you like this, my peoples. Edgar Berlanga is the pure definition of a hype job. And I'm gonna tell you why. You consider his career, his accomplishments, versus how he carries himself. Just think about that. I'm not trying to hate on Edgar Berlanga. All I'm telling you is that he haven't done anything in boxing. He haven't accomplished anything. He hasn't been a world champion. His one title fight before this one was with Canelo. He got completely dominated. He never looked like he even had a possibility of winning that fight. He was never close. Never. And now, you saw what happened yesterday. But before yesterday's fight, it didn't, for me, it didn't take yesterday's fight to know that he's a hype job. I've been saying it before that. And those of you who have been tuning in, you know that I have. So I said, look, Edgar Berlanga, before fighting Canelo Alvarez, he looked bad versus average Joes. Average fighters. So if you average and Edgar Berlanga is going to war with you, the fight is going the distance, how do you think, my guy, that he's going to be able to perform versus the best, the top level guys? To me, it was bad news. And then you saw that when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, was there any moment of that fight where you felt like, yeah, he's trying to win it? He's trying to take it from him. Did you ever feel that way versus Canelo? Or did it feel like he's just defending himself good enough to go the distance? Pook, Edgar will be the best fighter tune-up. You see, Edgar Berlanga, he could be... Nah, look. Edgar Berlanga could be a good gatekeeper. Go ahead. You want to fight for a title? Go beat Berlanga. He could be a good gatekeeper, something like that. But he's not one of the guys. All that stuff, all them chains and all that ice and all that acting like he's that dude. Yo, he got embarrassed yesterday. I guarantee you, New York City is cooking that man. I'm not over there. I'm not in New York. But I guarantee you, he getting fried, filleted, baked, sauteed, microwaved, all of that. John Parent, Berlanga, and Jake 2026. I don't know, man. Jake might put it on him. Champ, he tried to win versus Shiraz. If he fought like that against Canelo, he would have got KO too. Yeah, I said that. Look, to the people who are saying that Canelo looks bad right now because he couldn't stop Berlanga, that's because you don't understand how these things work out. You need to be on Box Center so I can clarify for you. Edgar Berlanga fought Canelo Alvarez on survival mode. He didn't fight to win. You didn't see him engage Canelo the way he did versus Shiraz. If not, he would have went to sleep brutally. Canelo would have slept him badly. Greg Mark. Edgar is no elite fighter. He's not. That's why I'm telling you that he's a hype job. People want to say or believed that he was that good. Well, there you go. Got proven wrong. Down pool. Jake versus Berlanga, I can see that. Man, listen. I don't know. Berlanga, he's gonna have to humble down. You know why? Because when you take this type of beating, the entourage gets small right away. The followers, a lot of people, you know. I mean, his entourage is not going to change because he got a lot of money. And you know a lot of fighters. And Berlanga's definitely that type. Surround himself with people that's going to do what they say, that's living off of them. They're feeding these people. So he's going to be good. He got money. But as far as the fights, his next fight is not going to be on that big of a stage. His stocks took a nasty stumble, my peoples. Think about that. Edgar Berlanga's stocks took a nasty stumble. Jaiko, what I don't get is Canelo ain't get smoked against Bivol, like casuals say. So if we don't think Buzz can beat Bivol, or even a Munguia, maybe not plan, how he finna wash Canelo? I mean, it's that the logic that you're putting together, my brother, it's incoherent as hell, man. One fight don't got nothing to do with the next, my brother. Forget about using that logic. That never works. Say, well, if this fighter did this over there and that fighter did this over there, well, would they mean how you think that? Like, that doesn't make no sense, bro. Don't even waste your time with that logic or thinking about that type of... Look, I'm going to put it to you like this. Jaiko, a lot of people said that Errol Spence was going to knock Crawford out because little Gamboa hurt him. Since little Gamboa hurt Crawford, imagine what Spence is going to do to him when he catches him. And what happened to Errol Spence? He was involved in a pummeling session, and he was on the receiving end. So the logic of what happened with a fighter, with another opponent, that's incoherent, my guy. Don't even do that. That's a waste of time to even consider it. Mr. Cayo, nah, those stocks went up on him, getting his ass cut on social media. But nobody will ever tune in to this clown again. Kansas City Mac. Berlanga is done. Now, he's not done. I think he was exposed. He exposed. I think people know now he's not who he tried to portray he is. I thought he was delusional. Like, yo, why you be acting like you this, like you that guy? You not that guy. Y'all found out. King Panther, you are speaking 100% facts, hermano. How brutal would the Mexican monster beat down Edgar? Oh, my boy. Yo, the Mexican monster would knock Edgar Berlanga out inside of the first 2-3 rounds. But that fight won't happen. I don't think he will ever dare step in there with Benavidez. Christopher Leden, what up, bro, man? Berlanga is a bum. Salute, my brother. So look, I'm not gonna say that he a bum, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you can fight and you're good, you're not a bum. You're just not elite. You see, Berlanga's not an elite level fighter. But you know why he's not a bum? Because when he fight the regular guys, he's going to beat them. He's going to beat all the regular guys. He's going to beat their ass. It's just that he's not at that elite level to beat the top dogs. But again, my peoples, we're talking about Berlanga and the way that he got smoked, and Hamza Shiraz, the way that he performed. But where are the Shakur Stevenson haters at? Every single Boxing for Breakfast episode has had a bunch of people say Shakur Stevenson is going to run. Shakur Stevenson hands are brittle. He's not going to be able to handle the pressure from Zepeda. Some of y'all in here right now sneaking in, trying to act like you wasn't saying yesterday how Shakur was going to run the whole fight. Where y'all at? Talk to me. Come on now, my people. Say something to me about that. Kawhi Elliott, salute, King. Edgar has to get real. Trainers, salute to Core for shutting up, to Shakur for shutting up some of the haters. There you go, man. Some of the no boxing bammers. There you go, man. Shakur Stevenson. And the thing is that there's things that I see coming, and I try to tell you guys ahead of time, before they happen. So those of you who've been here long enough, you know it. Watch this. For the last 3 or 4 episodes of Boxing for Breakfast, I mentioned to you guys, Shakur Stevenson is not going to be there just to win. He's not. There is going to be no footwork, not a lot of moving around. He's going to stand right in front of William Zepeda and put hands on him. And look, what was the response that I got from a lot of people? Oh, Jay, you don't know what you're talking about. Shakur's going to run all night. Shakur's going to be scared. The pressure's going to be too much. And look at the way the fight played out. At some point, you got to say, damn, man, JB saying it's going to go like this, and it goes like this. That's it. The Nobody 92. What's next for Alberto Puello? I mean, they're not going to give him a rematch. I know that they're not going to give him a rematch because I already saw somebody going in the ring and calling out Matias, who got the title. And they already looking like they trying to set it up because that's it. Puello, he going to be left out in the cold looking for an opponent. Hopefully, he could get a big fight. Sometimes they be doing it dirty in the business, my people. Kansas City Mac, I was wrong about Shakur fight. I called it a split for Shakur before the fight. Appreciate the honesty, my brother. See, that's what you call keeping it real. I haven't seen all the people that yesterday was saying Zepeda was going to knock Shakur out. Shakur was going to be running all night. They haven't showed up, man. The only one who showed up was Hash Bass, and he showed up talking about, nah, Zepeda won more than 2 rounds, though. This dude still can't find the way to acknowledge that Shakur performed great. Mr. Cayo, Tank got roach problems. Mr. Cayo, Tank got roach problems, but he also got legal problems. And look, man, I don't even know if that fight's going down. We was talking about it in a previous episode. That fight, Tank Davis, Lamar Roach. I don't know, man. Look, I mentioned it. I mentioned it yesterday. Actually, I showed you guys the picture. If Tank Davis is supposed to fight next month, that would mean that he's in training camp right now. Looking strong, right? Looking fit. Yo, but the mugshot of Tank Davis when he got arrested a couple days ago, he looking fat. He looking like he not even in training camp. So how exactly am I supposed to believe that he's preparing for a fight next month? Rafael Alfaro, Shakur is a real problem when his hands are healthy. Look, people found out why Tank Davis don't want to fight him. Why Tank Davis refused. Why Devin Haney preferred to leave the whole division and drop a title than fight Shakur. You found out. And in boxing, my people, what you don't understand, there's nothing better than a fighter who can outbox you, make it look easy, but will stand right in front of you and also outbox you. There's nothing better than that. Floyd Mayweather was exactly that, my peoples. That's what Floyd Mayweather was. MS, Shakur Chinny got checked though. He got wobbled for a second. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. He got caught with a real hard shot in the second round. Got wobbled a bit. And what happened? Kept his composure, smiled, went back to work. The true sign of a champion. And by the way, where's the people who say Shakur don't got no chin? Where are they at? A guy with an 80% knockout percentage, with 25 knockouts, caught him with his biggest shots and couldn't drop him. Where's my people who said Shakur don't got a chin? Holla at me. What's going on? Formula Dizzy. Turkey said Pujo can get the winner of Matias and the guy that got in the ring last night. But that's not fair, bro. That's not even fair. They're doing him dirty. How he's going to get the winner when he was the champion that just lost his title? Why not give him an immediate rematch and let him get it back? Let him get it back from the guy that just beat him. So that's crap. But that's politics. You know, sometimes you one of their guys, and if you one of their guys, they're going to set you up nice. If you're not, go to the back of the line, and we'll see what we do with you down the line. Fearless Rick Boxing. Shakur showed them he has a chin. Look, yesterday, Shakur Stevenson haters found out Shakur got a chin. They found out Shakur can go toe-to-toe, blow for blow, and outbox you at point-blank range. And they found out that Shakur is the most versatile fighter that they know about. This guy can outbox you, use the footwork, or he can stand right in front of you and embarrass you. Just imagine, how did we go from having a bunch of Shakur Stevenson haters saying all the things that he was going to do that was going to make this fight boring and how we was going to go to sleep, and we don't hear from them this morning? Where they at? Where are the Shakur Stevenson haters? While Tank Davis got beat up by Lamar Roach, Shakur Stevenson showed out just like I told you he would. Hash Bash, you see, it was a setup on Pujo for him to get cheated out of his belt. I mean, they took him there to lose. He won. They decided to take it anyways. Mr. Cayo, not Devin, that hugger Haney. Y'all seen why Devin Haney don't want to fight Shakur. Why he chose to vacate the titles and run from the whole division. You see why? Solek, I would like to see Shakur fight Gary Russell Jr. What you think about that? Honestly, I don't like that fight. Simply because Gary Russell Jr., you know, he, number one, has been inactive for like 3 years. Number two, his entire career has been plagued with inactivity. Number three, if I'm not mistaken, Gary is what, in his mid-30s or close to 40 years old right now. So, nah, I don't want to see it. I think Shakur, got nothing to gain from getting that W. You got a guy coming off inactivity, and nah, I don't like that fight. Gary Russell Jr. right now, if you think about it, he's irrelevant. As far as the rankings, the titles, and all that stuff, nah, nothing to gain from that win. Jaiko, Devin moving up to 147 was smart, but him fighting Norman was a stupid pride move. Pride cometh before the fall. I mean, we're going to see. Devin and Bill, they believe that they can walk out of there with that win. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Mr. Kyle, hey, compare when Shakur got clipped versus when mostly clipped Floyd. Great comparison. That's a good comparison. Now look, I'm gonna be honest. It's a little bit different because Floyd got hit by a better shot than Shakur. See, part of the reason why Shakur got wobbled is because of how he was standing. He had thrown a punch and his feet were squared. So when he got hit, he wasn't in position to keep that balance. Floyd really got stumbled with a big shot. Floyd got hit with a bigger shot than Shakur. But both of them kept their composure, went right back to work like nothing ever happened, and made it look easy, did what they do. Hash Bass, Gary too small for Shakur. I mean, Gary, like I said, man, he's irrelevant right now. I don't think Shakur's looking for that type of fight. Christopher Leden, Shakur versus winner of Davis versus Roach. Look, there's probably not going to be a Davis versus Roach. And Lamar Roach and Shakur Stevenson were planning on fighting. In fact, if Lamar Roach would have beat Tank Davis in the first fight, well, my bad, he beat Tank Davis, but they robbed him. But if they would have gave him the win, he had already planned to fight a unification bout with Shakur afterwards. It just didn't happen like that. Late Show 42, what up, Jay Smith? What's the deal, my brother? Bam. Yo, we trying to see what's going on. It looks like Shakur Stevenson haters are in shambles. They know where to be found. The people that said he was going to be running. The people that said that his hands are brittle. The people that said that Zepeda was going to apply too much pressure. They know where to be found, my guy. We don't see them. Jaiko, Devin has a chance to win. But it is fighting. However, Devin has shown through history after a Shakur or Tank fight, he tries to one-up them. He stands there and trades with Norman. Ooh, he getting smoked. Look, I think most of us would agree that it wouldn't be a very good idea to stand in there and trade with Brian Norman Jr. I'm assuming that he would go in there and try to box him. Let's see. I don't agree with that. Mr. Kyle, Southpaw TV in shambles. Listen, everybody that's been hating on Shakur is in shambles. They could not sleep. They still trying to figure out the excuses. Hash Bash, that's crazy to compare Zepeda to Mosley, the guy that went up 2 weight classes to beat Oscar. But he didn't go up any weight classes to fight Floyd. That's the fight that they comparing. That's crazy that you brought up Oscar in 2 weight classes when nobody was bringing that up. Mr. Kyle, big Shakur hater. Yo, Hash Bash is one of the biggest Shakur's haters in existence. My boy could not even bring himself to say, yeah, yo, he put together a great performance, or nope, he can't do it. Just can't do it. And Shakur quit and came back. Davis will KO him. Shakur quit and came back. What are you talking about? I snatched Shakur by his hair. What? Man, you're a goofball. I'm not gonna block you or anything like that, but you're a goofball. You don't know shit about boxing. I gotta be honest with you. Juan Ocasio, who is that dude they brought in the ring for Matias? I know that's a fighter from Europe who I think he's with Matchroom and he's been waiting, or he winning his last fight meant that he was gonna get a title shot. So I guess he was waiting for the winner of Matias and Pujo. And You know, Eddie's guy, and there you have it. He's next, I guess. Mr. Riz, yo, Jay Smith. Mr. Riz, what happened, bro? I thought you told me that Shakur Stevenson was going to run all night. And that Zepeda was going to apply too much pressure on him. Holla at me. Holla at me, my guy. What happened? Man, Malaya Rose, Tank wins. I don't know, Malaya. I don't know. I don't see it happening like that. That's a reason Tank been ducking Shakur for 2-3 years. You saw it yesterday. Juan Ocasio. Oh, okay, because I didn't know him. Rafael Alfaro, another victim. Kawhi Elliott. You're lucky I didn't have a wrench. You got blocked for being a bammer. Hash Bass. I'm not saying Devin will beat Norman Jr., but Norman Jr. can be outboxed, in my opinion. I mean, Devin Haney got the tools and resources to outbox Brian Norman Jr. The question is, can he do it for 12 rounds? That's the magic question. Mr. Riz, was Katie Taylor from England on this card? No, that was on Friday. Friday, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fought. Yesterday is when Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda fought. So you may remember that you told me Shakur Stevenson was going to run all night for William Zepeda. What happened, my guy? Somebody tell me. John Ocasio, Gary Antoine versus Matias should be next. I like that fight. Honestly, I would pick Gary Antoine Russell to win it, but Suriel Matias, you know, with the power and the pressure that he applies, he could, you know, he's a dangerous fighter for anyone. Mr. Cayo, we compare how he got clipped and how they recovered, even though they got hit with 2 different shots with different power. The way how they recovered was crazy. Hella composure. That's facts. If you see when Shakur Stevenson, he got stumbled, boom, boom, boom. And what he do? That's the difference, my people, between elite level fighters and good fighters. I'm going to show you the difference. A good fighter, he'll get clipped and wobbled and start throwing punches right away. Look at Berlanga yesterday where he got clipped. He tried to throw punches, got slept brutally. But the great fighters, when they get clipped and hurt, they slow everything down. They slow time down. And they focus, relax, and they watching their opponent, everything their opponent is doing. The step forward, the feint, the punches. And they reacting to what the opponent is doing, so they staying focused and counter-punching while hurt. And you saw the way Shakur was able to keep his composure and did what he did. But Berlanga, when he got hurt, what happened? Got beat up. Got battered. That's how you know, my people. Shakur Stevenson is a very special fighter. Gotta give him his credit. How can you hate on somebody that's out there looking like Floyd Mayweather, bro? Ooh, my peoples. My peoples. Kawhi Elliott with the super chat vibes. My brother, I appreciate you, man. Blessing King. Keep grinding. You already know it. You already know it, my G. Mr. Kyle J. Smith, ain't forget about y'all Shakur haters. Oh, nah. Shakur haters are going to hear from me for quite some time. I need to hear y'all either acknowledge that Shakur is better than you have always imagined he was, or figure out your excuses so I can laugh at how goofy you look still trying to hate. One of the two. Pick your poison. Mr. Riz, hey, Jay Smith, someone must have made an account with the same name because I didn't say shit, I promise you. Nah, so it doesn't have to be an account. Maybe yesterday night it was somebody else that I thought it was you. Maybe the purple logo with the M was throwing me off. John Parham, Can we get 3 more likes, my peoples? Let's get to 50. Malaya Rose, that's not happening with Tank. He going to sleep crazy. I mean, that's the thing, Malaya. You believe that Tank is going to beat Shakur. The problem is, Tank don't believe that Tank is going to beat Shakur. Tank's team don't believe you. That's simple. You and I both know that Tank can fight whoever he wants. He's the big star in the division. He could fight whoever he wants. If he would have wanted to fight Shakur, he would have fought him 2 years ago already and knocked him out like you're saying. So you tell me, Malaysia Rose, why do you think Tank Davis hasn't fought Shakur if he's going to knock him out like you say? Mr. Riz, someone trying to get me in trouble. The fuck did I do? Nah. I'm telling you, yesterday somebody was saying, I think it's just the M that threw me off in your logo. But somebody was saying, yo, Shakur's gonna be running all night. Zepeda's gonna put it on him. Never heard from him again. Troy McGray. Good morning, Jay Smith. Shakur's performance was phenomenal. He's my cousin's son, and just to see his growth is great to any boxing fan. Troy McGray, salute my brother. Listen, Shakur Stevenson yesterday showed a lot of people what some of us already knew. Look, yesterday I didn't learn anything new about Shakur Stevenson. Okay? Nothing that Shakur did in the ring yesterday surprised me. At all. Nothing. But a lot of people found out yesterday that Shakur Stevenson is one of the most versatile fighters in boxing today. They found out that he can outbox you. He can whoop your ass in a football field. Or he can put the Dre beats on you inside of a phone booth. Pick your poison. How do you want it? He could give it to you like that. Jaiko, people treat Tank like how they treating Canelo versus Bud. Like Tank just punch hard and handicap opponents. But people forget the actual skill level Tank is on. Yeah, I agree. Roach still won. So look, my brother, I'm going to tell you this right now. Tank Davis is a generational talent. He's one of the best in boxing. The hardest puncher in the division. One of the best counter punchers in boxing. He has elite level ring IQ. Tank Davis is a special fighter. He's a special fighter. The problem with today's boxing fan base is that a lot of people, they feel like in order to uplift one fighter, they gotta hate on the other. And it's not like that. You don't have to do that. You could praise both fighters. So even though I got Shakur beating Tank, but I still feel like Tank is a great fighter. But you look at the Tankomaniacs like Hash Bass, since he's a Tank Davis fan, he gotta hate Shakur. He don't like Shakur. He only got negative things to say about Shakur. Come on, my people. That's not necessary. If you know that a fighter is elite, a world champion, a multi-division world champion, a reigning champion, bro, at what point do you acknowledge the greatness? At what point? You're going to spend your whole life hating on somebody that just keep accomplishing? You're going to spend your whole life praying for the day that he might lose? Come on, my peoples. Come on, my peoples. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. There's no need to be a hater. How long you going to be a hater for? What is the point of that? I don't understand the logic of being a hater. Like I said, I like the sport of boxing. I like the sweet science. I've never felt hate for a fighter. Ever. I don't know why people will hate somebody who's doing nothing more than accomplishing and winning. Jaiko, hopefully you ain't got to put a mofo down to another. You see my first comment, I said Boost, Hitchens, Shakur, and Tank, the 4 best in boxing right now, to me at least. Great fighters. You see what I'm saying? They're all great fighters. There's no need to hate on somebody because you want to uplift another fighter. Why? I don't get it. I never understood that logic, my brother. Kawhi Elliott. Well, Tank Team said Core and Tank have to fight. They best. Tank Team said. Listen, bro. It's not about what Tank Team said. It's about what Tank say. Because Tank is the one that decide who he going to fight. And Tank never say he want to fight Shakur, bro. Tank been ducking that fight for too long. Too long, bro. Juan Ocasio, how can you hate these dudes? They getting in that ring. Gotta respect all these fighters, of course, my brother. Gotta respect. And then you don't even respect the fighters who are the best, who are accomplishing. People spend so much time hating on Shakur that when they see him show out, they can't even give him credit. They can't even bring themselves to say, yeah, I was wrong, bro. This guy, he's for real. He's the truth. They can't do it. Troy McRae, I'm never surprised by what Shakur does. I watch him at a young age, and he's a perfect blend of Pernell Whitaker and Money Mayweather. I agree with you, my brother. In fact, Shakur Stevenson's career is playing out identical to Floyd's. And you know why I say that? And look at this, Troy McRae, I'm glad that you're in the building while I'm saying this, because I know you're going to vouch for me. Now that Floyd Mayweather's retired and has been retired for years, a lot of people, consider him the greatest of all time, right? I consider him the greatest of all time, or he has to be in the argument, right? But you may recall that Floyd Mayweather's career was plagued by certain fans saying that he was a runner, that he hugging too much, that he's on a track, that he's putting people to sleep, that they don't like watching him. That was the narrative of Floyd Mayweather. Just like it's been the narrative on Shakur Stevenson. Floyd Mayweather was the best defensive fighter of his era. The guy who least took punishment. Shakur Stevenson is the best defensive fighter of this era. The guy who least take punishment. Floyd Mayweather, super accomplished by the age of 28, multi-division champion. Shakur Stevenson, multi-division champion by the age of 28. Shakur Stevenson's career is playing out almost identical to Floyd Mayweather's. And you know what it is that people not understanding? My peoples, if you feel like I deserve a like for what I'm about to tell you, please hit that like button. Floyd Mayweather became the face of boxing when he beat Canelo Alvarez. No, my bad, my people. Let me fix that. Floyd Mayweather became the face of boxing when he beat Oscar De La Hoya. He had been signed to Top Rank. Most of us knows this. And he bought himself out of his contract. So his last fight under contract was versus Oscar De La Hoya. Then after that, he went to do his own thing. Or I don't know if it was right after that. Or that was his first fight out of the Top Rank contract. The point is that after he beat De La Hoya, he became the face of boxing, right? Guess what, my peoples? Floyd Mayweather was 30 years old when he beat Oscar De La Hoya. If you haven't been watching boxing long enough, it's almost like you think Floyd Mayweather was the face of boxing for his whole career. No, my peoples. Floyd Mayweather wasn't the face of boxing for his whole career. When he beat Oscar De La Hoya, he became the face of boxing. His popularity exploded, and people finally accepted, like, yeah, he's the guy, he's the man, that's it. So I bring that up to say, Shakur Stevenson is 28 years old. He's 2 whole years, he just turned 28. He's a whole 2 years away from 30 years old. Already a 3-division champion, already a unified champion. The accomplishments are there. He's following in Floyd's footstep, and y'all don't even realize it. We're watching history develop right in front of us. Mr. Cayo, he was on Mr. Cayo. He was on his way when he beat up Diego Corrales, Gotti, Sharmba Mitchell, and Ricky Hatton. Floyd Mayweather was a special fighter. Was a special fighter. Jaiko, he started getting dogged, just like you said. When Mayweather started, Mayweather promotion, he started to be disrespected by the entire media community. My brother, the moment Floyd Mayweather became the face, like he's that guy, it all started right away. It's almost like it was automatically a coordinated effort to create this narrative that he runs too much, that he's boring, that fans are falling asleep in his fights. All that. Yo, I even remember towards the end of his, I don't know if it was when he fought Andre Berto. I think it was when he fought Andre Berto, that somebody took a portion of the fight and they put sound effects like people was booing, and they spread it in a meme. And mad people was talking about, look, he was being booed, celebrating that shit. And it was a meme that somebody made up. Kansas City Mac, 2007. Hash Bash. Troy probably seen Shakur at a real young age doing shit in the gym. And he probably will tell us nobody knows Shakur. He knows because in the gym, he's incredible. But it's different under the lights. I don't know what you're talking about. It's different under the lights. We saw him be incredible under the lights just yesterday. What are you talking about? You're still trying to find your in the closet hate lines. How is it different under the lights if you just watch him beat up Zepeda after you've been saying for 2 months that he was going to run all night? How did you feel, Hash Bash, when you didn't see Shakur running as you expected? Hash Bash, as the president of the Shakur Hater Society, which I appointed you to, how do you feel? Talk for the Shakur Stevenson haters. Represent them. How did you feel when you've been saying that Shakur Stevenson was going to run from William Zepeda? How did you feel having to watch him put hands on Zepeda right there face to face, beat him up inside of a phone booth? Tell me, what was the feeling? Did you take a selfie of your face so we could see what your face was looking like when Shakur was putting the beats on Zepeda? West does it. Yo, good morning, Jay Smith. The realest voice in boxing. Appreciate you, my brother. Bam. Forever. Beautiful boxing from my dog Shakur. He was special, man. Juan Ocasio, appreciate you, my G. Bam. Listen, Shakur Stevenson showed that he's one of the most versatile fighters in boxing. You think about it. How scary is it when you finally find out that Shakur can dance circles around you and outbox you, or absolutely whoop your ass from the inside? How scary is it, man? No wonder Shakur Stevenson haters are in shambles this morning. They're afraid. They're scared. Tank Davis must be shook. Come on, my people. Keep it 100, y'all. Keep it 100. How scary is it for Hash Bass and the Shakur Stevenson hater community to finally learn that Shakur Stevenson can outbox you or can beat your ass from the inside? How scared did they feel when they realized Shakur was not going to run? Shakur hands were not going to fail him, what they were hoping for. How did they feel watching Shakur Stevenson putting the beats on Zepeda? Goofy as hell. That's how y'all felt. Goofy. I'm going to do a brand new episode of Goofiest of the Oofiest. And you know who's being nominated for Goofiest of the Oofiest this week? Hash Bash and the Shakur Stevenson hater community. Y'all the goofiest of the oofiest. Black Jericho, Hash Bash, backtracking. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you. You see what I'm trying to tell you? That's the thing. That's why I love the community. Y'all been here every day. Y'all been here for the boxing for breakfast. Y'all see Hash Bash say how Shakur hands are too brittle. I don't know. And he's going to be running all night. Now look. Look, my peoples. Now he didn't say Shakur was gonna run. Bring it and show me. Shakur gotta show you. Yo, my peoples. My peoples. Hash Bash made history yesterday. The most hating comment I ever heard was from Hash Bash. Real talk. Black Jericho, Hash Bash, you've been trashing Shakur all summer. Yo, yesterday, Shakur Stevenson puts on a masterful performance. Everybody's praising him. I'm waiting for Hash Bash. The first thing he says, yo, so how could Shakur Stevenson done better? I'm like, what? Did you not watch the fight? Yeah, but you know how he could have done better? He got to work on his conditioning. My peoples, explain to me how a person that never wore a pair of gloves in his life is telling a 3-division undefeated world champion who just won over William Zepeda, he's telling the champion how he could get better. Oh my God. Yo, Hash Bash, give us feedback. Give us more feedback about how you say Shakur is going to get better. Damn, my boy wilding out. Jacob, I'm finna go get some breakfast for mama, babe, before getting ready to leave this hospital. Thanks, chat. I appreciate the hospitality, King J. Smith. Jacob, I appreciate you, my brother. And again, congratulations. Enjoy your son. They grow up real fast, man, and enjoy it. This is going to be an amazing chapter of your life, his life. Yo, bless you, your family, and your loved ones, my brother. Juan Ocasio, that shit crazy. You see how Shakur Stevenson haters are in shambles today? They went from talking all that shit to now eating all of those words and trying to change it. Nah, that's not what I really said. What I really meant to say was that I wanted to see him show me. What is we talking about? You done lasted 2 months telling me Shakur was going to be running all night. What are we talking about? Come on, man. Panty Sniffer J. Smith got 52 likes now. My boy flexing. Hey, yo. Black Jericho. It's like when your girl cheat. She say, you need proof. She ain't do it. Man, listen. Hash Bash just can't accept that Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter. Can't accept it. That's why I named him the hater of the Shakur Stevenson hater organization. Troy McRae. And Tank says, what has Shakur done for the sport? That's just his excuse not to fight him. The same way Canelo makes up all the excuses not to fight Benavidez. That's a fact. That's a fact. Tank's scared to death to fight Shakur. He's scared to death. When Lomachenko pulled out of the fight with Tank, he didn't have an opponent. Shakur didn't have an opponent. They said they was going to send the contract. They never did. Never sent the contract. They don't want that fight. Tank Davis been ducking Shakur right in front of our eyes, and we acting like we don't know. At least I don't act like I don't know. I've been telling you. Panty Sniffer, I wish Berlanga celebrated the same way he celebrated and went crazy when Canelo lost. Yo, Berlanga embarrassed himself. But I already told y'all, man, he a hype job. Sorry. And look, I don't say that a guy's a hype job because they lost. Anybody can lose in boxing. He's a hype job because he's nowhere near as good as he think he is. Mr. Kyle, A.J. Smith, these are the type of excuses they going to come up with when Crawford whooped Canelo. Of course. When Crawford whooped Canelo, they're going to figure something out. Hash Bash and the Shakur hater community, they also hate Terrence Crawford. They're going to feel just as hurt. That pain that they're going to feel when Terrence Crawford put the Swiss, the Dre, and the Apple Bates on Canelo is going to be quite painful. Going to be quite painful. Just business. Just watching the fight of Shakur. Yeah. Floyd for sure. Yo, Shakur had the Floyd Mayweather vibes going yesterday, my peoples. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Hash Bass, I used to go to Quell Street Boxing. Man, listen, you didn't go to no gym. Everybody start lying and making stuff up in the comment section. You ain't go to no gym. Stop lying, man. You ain't boxed a day in your life. Panty Sniffer. Hamza is a mix of Lomachenko and Mike Tyson. This Hamza guy is so underrated, bro. My G, he not underrated to me. You was here, Panty Sniffer. You know what I said. He not underrated to me. I knew what he about. Mr. Kaya, 160 Canelo beat Bud. That's not the same Canelo. Sure, y'all. Said Canelo was prime when he TKO Plant. What happened after that? John Parham, appreciate the likes. Appreciate the likes, everybody. Al the Maker, come on, bro. Putting Shakur up there with Floyd is the way crazy. Pretty Boy was a dog and the biggest pay-per-view fighter of the era. Whoa, let me pause you. Let me pause you, Al the Maker. Bro, first of all, I'm going to debunk what you just said in a respectful manner because you're not, you're calling it the way you think it is. You're not saying facts. Floyd Mayweather became a pay-per-view star after beating Oscar De La Hoya. Guess what? He became Money Mayweather. Pretty Boy Floyd was never a pay-per-view star. You talking to the human algorithm. You talking to Jay Stradamus. Pretty Boy Floyd was fighting on Showtime. What are you talking about? Pretty Boy Floyd wasn't on pay-per-view. How could he be a pay-per-view star? So you got it wrong. So the first thing is, you sound like a hater because what Shakur does inside the ring has nothing to do with how much money he's making or how many people are watching. You sound like a Shakur Stevenson hater because you're like, Floyd Mayweather was a pay-per-view star. Nobody's saying that Shakur was the same type, it's the same star, type of star as Floyd. We're saying how he looked inside the ring. How he looks inside the ring got nothing to do with pay-per-view, my brother. But you're doing a horrible job bringing up pay-per-view because Money Mayweather was never a pay-per-view star. He was fighting on Showtime. When he fought Oscar De La Hoya and beat him, that's when he became Money May, and that's when he became a pay-per-view star. So your whole assessment is completely wrong based on wrong information that you're saying. Just business. Y'all tripping. I'm black. He don't stand a chance in hell. That Canelo plant power is different. Canelo in 7. You're going to be disappointed. Gonna be disappointed. The thing is, it doesn't matter that you're black. If you predicted that Errol Spence was going to beat Crawford, you hate Crawford even more because he put the beat on your mans in him. I know why you don't like Crawford. He put the beats on your mans in him. Floyd Mayweather is Jewish. Hello, Jay Smith. Jay Smith, our best boxing reporter. Salute, my brother. Bam. Troy McRae. Old Tank says that Shakur has no power. He doesn't need power to box his head off all night. Look, I'm going to tell you like this. And I've been trying to explain that to people. It's not that Tank Davis is scared that Shakur is going to pummel him or knock him out. He doesn't want to get embarrassed. He doesn't want to get outboxed and made to look easy. He doesn't want to get Zepeda. That's what it is. We seen it. We seen what happened in this fight. Everybody's talking about how many people yesterday said William Zepeda was going to knock Shakur Stevenson out. A bunch of people. Oh, William Zepeda is going to knock Shakur Stevenson out. Where they at? Where they at today? So when Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez fight and Canelo get Zepedaed, y'all all going to disappear the same way. The haters are going to be nowhere to be found. So get ready. Get ready, my peoples. Canelo is going to be Zepedaed. And you're going to have to deal with it. Geo's World, facts. That's why Tank wants to fight Jake Paul. I'm telling you, he want to fight Jake Paul because he know if he climb in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, he's going to get Zepated. He know it. They all know it. Come on, my people. Come on, my people. Shakur Stevenson was out there looking spectacular. You cannot deny it. Right in front of Zepeda, standing right in front of him, making him miss and making him pay, using that shoulder, slipping punches. I'm telling you, I don't know if I was looking at Shakur or I was looking at Floyd. When he was landing those sharp, like counter punching, you know when he was counter punching, bah, and catching Zepeda at short range with those hooks like that, boom, 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 to Zepeda's head, over and over. Yo, even Hash Bass was feeling those punches to his head. Well, all that hate he got for Shakur. Telling you. John Caraballo, yup, the same way. I said this yesterday, that Bo will do the same thing to Canelo Alvarez. He's going to. And then the haters are gonna do the same thing they doing today. They're gonna disappear. Because they don't got nothing. What can they say? Their internet went down. The dog ate the charger. The phone is turned off. They can't charge it. What happened? Mr. Cayo, I think it'll be closer than what happened to Zepeda. I just got Crawford winning, but I'll be surprised if he gets Zepeda. Yo, I'm telling you, he's gonna get Zepeda too. Watch. Geo's World. The combo speed on Shakur was crazy, bro. He was absolutely spectacular. Spectacular. When you see a fighter that's just on another level. We saw it yesterday. Zepeda just couldn't do nothing with him. Throwing a million punches to land one. Jose Garz. Crawford on a double snap program for Canelo will be the key. I don't know what double snap program you're talking about. You know, I know you guys like conspiracies. Y'all gonna have to deal with that ass whooping Canelo's gonna get and keep up making more conspiracies out of thin air. Yoda, Lamar Roach is champion at 130. Shakur is a champion at 135. Tank have problems when he fights champions. Listen, man, Tank Davis got legal problems now. He trying to stay a free man. Dry Turkey, respectfully, you gave some wrenches to a couple Make-A-Wish kids. Hold on, Dry Turkey. Hold on, Dry Turkey. Hold on, Dry Turkey, because I've been slacking on you. I've been slacking on you, Dry Turkey. Yo, Dry Turkey, officially, welcome to the Box Center family, G. Bam. John Parham. Berlanga fucked up a few parlays for damn sure, man. Listen. You don't remember yesterday, Bertha Gomes? Bertha Gomes had money on Zepeda. Bertha Gomes had money on Berlanga. Took a nasty stumble on them bets. Gojo Tio, salute my brother. Bam. Troy McRae, right, Jay Smith. Tank's so scared to lose that O. You're so on point about Tank being worried that he will get embarrassed. That's what it is. It's not, look, Tank is not scared of fighting no man. It's not that he's scared, oh, I'm scared he's gonna, nah. He don't want to lose that O. He don't want to get embarrassed. He's on the verge. He's already even talking about retirement. So once you already thinking about leaving the sport, you don't want to risk that L. Now you really don't want to risk that L because you're right there. He sees himself leaving the sport unretired. I mean undefeated. Freed me more X. Shakur can't knock anyone else. He's too small and weak. They said the same thing about Floyd, and look, considered the greatest of all time. It sounds like you're talking about Floyd. John Caraballo, Pujo, Serrano, Berlanga messed up my parlay. Damn. PR 0-2 this weekend. Crazy. Yoda, how is Shiraz up next to fight Canelo over in Billy? Come on, you know Shiraz is with the peoples. He one of the boys. John Parham, Dry Turkey talked his way into a wrench. Cold work. Had to do it. He been supporting consistently. Mr. Kaya. I mean, I agree, John Parham. Might as well rob Jake. Stephania Silver. Stay to the present. Tank not in the picture. Tank not in the picture right now. We don't even know if that rematch is going to happen with Lamont Roach. Let's see. Let's wait for that. Let's wait for that and see how that situation is going to develop. But I will say, my peoples, think about the weekend of boxing that we just had. The women gave us a historical night of boxing. And then look at the men yesterday. John Caraballo, nah, but Shiraz got power and he got range. I can see him being avoided. I mean, listen, he's going to get a title shot. Shiraz is kind of like Fondora at a higher division. John Parham, Dry Turkey, you're always here, bro. I'm not mad at you one bit. Yoda, Lamont about to fight Shakur. You see, don't be surprised if we get Lamont Roach versus Shakur Stevenson. If the rematch is not going to happen with Tank Davis, we might get Roach and Shakur. Mr. Kyle, Lamont did say he wanted Shakur. Yeah, Lamont Roach is up for that smoke. Mr. Kyle, he even spoke about moving up even further in weight. Dry Turkey. Puerto Rico almost went 0-3, if not for close decision win for Matias. Yo, I'm going to watch. Listen, my peoples. After I finish this morning show, I'm going to watch that fight again. I want to watch Pujo versus Matias again because I saw Pujo winning. But I'm like, damn, let me watch it again. Maybe I missed something or I don't know. I'm going to watch it again and see how I feel about it. Mr. Kyle, Tank stocks drops further if he doesn't rematch. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Christopher Leden, Davis versus Roach, August 16th. Okay, so Christopher Leden, let me explain to you something. August 16th is the last date that was announced. But after that was announced, they actually said that they don't have a date yet because they didn't have a budget. You can look up the Steven Espinoza interview where he says that he didn't have a budget for that they don't have that they struggling to get the budget for the fight. So that date is no longer being spoke about as the actual fight date. In fact, if you think about it, we're already in July. That's next month. Have you seen a single press conference for a fight that's supposedly next month? A press conference, a face-off, a promotional video, anything. We're not seeing nothing that say Tank Davis and Lamont Roach are going to fight next month. Not to mention Tank Davis just got arrested. He's dealing with a legal situation. JJ's in the house. Good morning, Jay Smith. I'm here. Let's go. Hit the like button, everyone. Salute my brother. Appreciate you dropping in as always. John Parham, Dry Turkey, 1-3. Shakur, Puerto Rican. John Caraballo, Matias versus Tio. I like that fight. Subriel Matias is now a world champion. So let's see. But I also like Teofimo Lopez versus Gary Antoine Russell. I really like that fight. Really like that fight. Come on now. Yoda, what did Palolo do to control the fight, in your opinion? I don't know what's that, Palolo. What? John Parham. John, I can see that happening. Mr. Kyle, 60 likes. One of these days, y'all gonna get me. We got to 100. We got to 100 a couple of times. But you know why we not at 100 likes right now? Because Shakur Stevenson haters, they in shambles. And they don't want to hit that like button. Because Shakur proved them wrong. Don't be mad at me when Shakur put the beats on Zepeda. I didn't put the beats on Zepeda. Why y'all gotta act like that? Skylar H. Shiraz versus Benavidez. Benavidez is light heavy now. But still, yeah, that fight is not going to happen. You know that Shiraz is looking to try to get that fight with Canelo, which they already say he's going to be the mandatory. So, he's not going to move up. But I say, my people, once again, all of the Shakur Stevenson haters, you ain't got to be mad at me. I did not put the beats on William Zepeda. I did not stand in front of him and lay all type of hands, Floyd Floyd Mayweather-like on him. I'm not the one that broke your hearts and hurt your feelings and got Shakur Stevenson haters in shambles. I didn't do none of that. Be mad at Shakur for lacing Zepeda with boxing gloves to the face all night long. Blame that on him. That's not on me. You can't be mad at me for that. Hit that like button and stop playing. Come on now. Mr. Kyle, Shiraz can move up to 175, I believe. No, I believe he could move up. I believe he could move up. You're right. El Rodriguez, all I saw was running. Yo, it's 40 of us in the chat. El Rodriguez said all he saw from Shakur was running. Either you didn't see the fight, or you just don't know shit about boxing so much that you think punching somebody in the face all night long is running, or I don't know what you're talking about, El Rodriguez. You saw running all night from a guy that stood there and punched Zepeda in the face all night long. I don't know what to tell you. Mr. Cayo, I see Benavidez moving up to cruiser at the end of his career. Benavidez a pretty big guy. You're a pretty big guy, so I think that he will end up moving up again. Troy McRae, you say you're going to watch the Pujo Matias fight again. But what was your initial take on it? I'm going to be honest, Troy. I saw Pujo winning it. And even, I specifically said, hold on, let me see if I'm tripping. I looked at the punch stat. Pujo landed more punches too, per round. So I had him winning the fight. I want to watch it today. Maybe, maybe I was a little bit too excited. Maybe I was looking away from the laptop. I don't know. But I saw Pujo winning yesterday. Real talk. John Parham. Who's seen Auntie Scorfield talk after Shakur fight? Basically saying Shakur is ass cheeks. Man, listen. They don't want to see Shakur. Shakur will make it look easy versus Floyd Scorfield. Mind yours, I don't even listen to those fools. They don't know boxing, and they hate on Shakur. He never been a runner. Just a BS narrative. Lucy Rosales, Shakur fought a great fight. No better way to describe it. Shakur Stevenson showed out. Everybody said he was going to run. Not everybody, the haters. He's going to run. His hands are brittle. He's not going to be able to handle the pressure. Shakur Stevenson was out there looking like Floyd Mayweather. So Lucy Rosales, that's 100% facts. Troy McRae, yeah, because I felt the same way. Raw Dog, Matias outworked Pujo. I don't know, man. I felt like Pujo landed the better punches throughout the fight. Whoa, Angry Mexican with the super chat vibes. You see? That's not a Shakur Stevenson hater. That's not a man who's in shambles this morning. Angry Mexican, salute my brother. Always appreciate you. Box Center, it's your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Appreciate it, my G. They know it. They know it. Those who know. John Parham, running to the bank. But Bertha Gomes is running to the bank for a loan. Bet the whole house on Zepeda and Berlanga to win. And they got pummeled. Fearless Rick Boxing. Respect, man. Respect, my brother. Boom. All for the sweet science. Mr. Cayo, Pujo did more back foot moving than Shakur, but I still have Pujo winning. It's the hands, though. He did. That's how he fights. I said it before. The boxer versus the puncher. So Matias is going to be coming forward. Pujo is going to be using the footwork and the reach. It was that type of fight. JJ Zendejas. Shakur the boogeyman. A lot better than Haney. Listen. Now, a lot of people understand why Tank Davis don't want to fight Shakur. Why Devin Haney don't want to fight Shakur. My peoples, they don't want to get Zepeda'd. That's why. They know. They know. Everybody knows why they don't want that action. But if Tank Davis has the cojones to step in there with Shakur, he's also going to get Zepeda'd. You could take that to the bank to get some pounds, my peoples. But I digressed. What a weekend of boxing. The four cards from the main fight, the four fights from the main card from the women was absolutely explosive. Every fight. And I was like, damn, are the men gonna be able to live up to this? To these four fights? And then you see what the men did. Then you see how they went out and showed out. Come on, my people. Boxing is crazy right now. Boxing is just off the charts. Like, this is the type of weekend that if you're a true boxing fan, you felt like you was in heaven. Look at the women. They showed out. The four fights that were on the main card were just absolute fireworks. Missiles flying all over the place. I was asking, are these four fights from the men gonna live up to that type of action? Are Morrell, Shakur, Berlanga, Shiraz, Matias, Pujo, are these fighters gonna live up to what the women did on Friday? And we see what we got yesterday. Morrell, Katayv, they went to war. Matias, Pujo, they went to war. Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda, they went on a fight, but Shakur Stevenson, he got his haters in shambles this morning. They don't know what to say, what to do. And then Berlanga and Shiraz, they gave us that action. Shiraz slumped Berlanga. Slumped him. What a fight. So this was a weekend of boxing that's going into the history books, my peoples. Y'all already know it, man. I'm Jay Smith. This is Box Center. This is your favorite boxers' favorite boxing show. Yeah. What a weekend of boxing, my peoples. Come on now. Come on now, my peoples. Y'all tell me that boxing is not up there right now. Boxing is insane. The type of action that we getting. And there's some people that told me, yo, Jay, because of you, I became a fan of women's boxing. My people, support women's boxing. Support women's boxing. They're giving us that real action. Mr. Kyle, Abdullah Jab is next up. Listen, Abdullah Mason is a special fighter. He's going to accomplish a lot of big things in the sport of boxing. That's a fact. Mr. Kyle, man, I can't wait till Andy Cruz get on the scene more. We're gonna get, it's inevitable that we're gonna get Andy Cruz and Keyshawn Davis. It's gonna happen. You know, it's a matter of time before Andy Cruz is a big enough star to where they make that fight. Mr. Kyle, hope y'all like Andy Cruz. He'll get that shine soon. Andy Cruz, he's gonna be a big star, bro. He a special fighter. He one of those type of fighters. John Pound, Cruz a bad man. That's a fact. JJ Sendejas. It was awesome fight last night. Watching it with my grandpa and dad, priceless. Ooh, salute, my brother. Watching boxing with the family, it don't get no better. John Pound. So is Young Vargas. Yo, listen. I'm going to put it to you like this. All three of Vargas' son can fight. Salute to Fernando Vargas. He's doing an amazing job with his kids. That development process, the way that is going, every time they step in the ring, they look a little bit better than the last time. Yo, Vargas might make all three of them world champions. Imagine if all three of them become champions simultaneously. That would be insane. My peoples, I'm about to end this live. We already roasted, cooked, sauteed, baked, microwaved Shakur Stevenson haters. My bad. I got love for you, my peoples, but I got to let you know, Shakur Stevenson is him. It's time to respect him. It's time to give him his flowers. Edgar Berlanga, back to the drawing board. Like I said, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm not trying to knock him. I feel like he's a hype job. He's a good fighter. He could beat the regular guys. Yo, Berlanga's not gonna beat the top dogs. I don't see it. To me, he's not cut from that cloth. I just have to say it, man. Mr. Kyle, Vargas brothers, Mason brothers, top right now. Real talk. Real talk. The Vargas family and the Mason family, they got some dangerous fists in that team, in those teams. John Parham, Mason Norman, and the heavyweight Moses are the future. Chase Gotti, great boxing last night. Yo, great boxing on Friday and last night. JJ's in the house. God bless you, Jay Smith and Box Center family. Boogeyman is for real. Y'all see it, man. Let's stop. Let's start showing some respect for Shakur Stevenson's name. Mr. Kyle, Carmel won one of the Vargas brothers. I think that's going to end up happening. But because of the potential of all of them to be stars, Carmel and them, I think that's the type of fight that's gonna get marinated, it's gonna get built up, and it'll be a big fight. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here. Before I do, as always, I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in to this special episode of Boxing for Breakfast. We had an amazing weekend of boxing. I know you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios, they're going to be fighting. That's going to be a great card. We have to talk about that tomorrow. And, in fact, in tomorrow's episode of Boxing for Breakfast, we're going to talk about this entire weekend. We're going to focus. We got to show love to women's boxing. We're going to spend some time talking about what took place on Friday, a historic event capped off by Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. We got to show love to the ladies, my peoples. Women's boxing is on fire. We got to give them that love. And, of course, we're going to talk about yesterday's card. Shakur Stevenson, his haters, in shambles. Shiraz doing his thing. Subriel Matias beat Alberto Puello, but that was a controversy. Come on now. David Morrell, Katayv, they went back and forth. That was a war. We're going to talk about all this action that we got to witness this weekend, my peoples. I really appreciate y'all, man. Box Center would not be what it is without you guys. I promise you I'll do it for you. I love boxing. I know you guys love it, and I want to bring it to you, my peoples. Salute, bam, peace, and love to everybody, y'all. I'm out of here.